mean, I like though that he's teaming up with creepy Uncle Grandma.
Crazy Uncle Grandma.
Yeah, to do Silent Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Norman Reedus and Norman Reedus' mustache as the title role.
I haven't seen any, like, he's in Walking Dead, right?
Yes.
I haven't really seen any Walking Dead, so he'll forever be to me the brother in Boondock Saints who's not really that good at doing a Irish accent.
Yeah. Also the guy with the bit part in Mimic who thought that the baby Mimic thing was a lobster.
All right, welcome everybody to Smoke Break Podcast. We're outside.
Not even actually smoking right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's an actual smoke break. Sometimes I'm drinking, if that counts for anything.
I guess we'll have to work on the smoking part. We can get that done eventually. But yeah, go.
Yeah. Today's topic it's been on my mind for a little bit. I gotta go actually look up the name of one of the people I plan on talking about. It's Iggy Azalea and how much I stumbled over that. Iggy Azalea and how much she doesn't matter, but everybody thinks she matters.
She really doesn't. She doesn't even write her own rhymes.
She doesn't anything.
She just entertains. That's what she literally said. Like,
she barely does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just be with Nick Young all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like people's like, oh, she racist and like
what? What?
I'm looking for the name of the one black chick who's like going in the hardest.
Alright.
You guys can continue talking about how much she doesn't matter. Try to fill air until I can like get this shit in order.
I mean, I guess it's just because she's an easy target to hate. She's like, it's hard to accept white rappers sometimes, and then like a white Australian female rapper, like what, of course people are gonna hate her, like, I mean, she doesn't.
You don't have anything?
Give a hell. She doesn't give a hell either way.
I forgot to fucking introduce everybody. I'm Leon. This is Morgan, and say hey, Morgan.
Jason.
I'm Morgan.
And Jason. Say Jason.
Jason.
He's Jason.
Jason.
Is there a mic in there? Is like looking at us, or is
No,
it
it's not looking at us.
It's just record. It's not a camera. It's just a mic. All right.
Like there's an
Strange
eyeball in there
sorcery.
looking at you. Like,
I don't know. You should start jumping off the table.
Damn. Like, it's hard for me to look and both talk at the same time. Oh wait, I could just use. Okay, this is the Here she is. Azalea Banks. That's what her name is.
Azalea Banks.
I think she feels some sort of way because Iggy's last name is Azalea.
Yeah.
Is she a porn?
No.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is. With a name like that.
Azalea Banks.
That does sound like a porn star name. Now that I reflect upon it. But anyway, like,
I'd be damned if she is a porn star of some variety.
here it is. Like, people hate Iggy Azalea, right? When they should feel nothing and nowhere towards her and just let her fade into obscurity. But like, Azalea Banks is the worst of the offenders of like giving Iggy Azalea a name because she goes off. She's one of those like neo Black Panther fuck whitey type people. Mm-hmm. Like one of those like racists against white people type people.
Yeah.
And white people, there's no such thing as reverse racism. It's just racism.
Yeah, it's just regular racism.
You're stupid if you say reverse racism.
That
That's not even a thing. I think if anything, reverse racism is like racism against someone with no race. Like,
no, I think reverse racism is like being accepting to everyone. Like, isn't that the reverse of racism? Wouldn't that be good?
Yes.
So
right.
yeah, I don't understand why people say reverse racism is just plain old racism.
Reverse racism is all accepting.
When we black people are racist against whitey
or anyone,
it's still racism. Like, and I don't understand why white people think that black people just live in this harmonious, flower rainbow of non-racism. Like, we have racial prejudices too, and not just towards you white people.
Especially
True
if you're
facts.
old and from the South.
Yep.
True facts. True facts. If you're Southern.
Old from the South, any race. It's probably the most racist people.
Yeah, you could be old from the South and Polish, and you just racist as hell. Not to say that all the South is racist, because they got a lot more interracial couples than up here.
Yeah, fucking. But yeah, back to Azalea Banks. Like,
Yeah.
she goes off about fucking cultural appropriation and how
Whoa!
how
Pause. Why did she bring that big ass dictionary word into a freaking debate with Iggy Azalea?
It what? And the thing is, it's not a debate. It's not a debate with Iggy Azalea.
Yeah,
it's her.
it's totally
It's her
one-sided
yelling
debate.
about and at Iggy Azalea, and no one cares.
Well, obviously we care because we're making a video about it, but
I'm making a statement on it because I'm baffled about the entire situation, and B, I don't want to give Iggy Azalea more publicity, but she has all the publicity in the world. So, and I'm a small fish in a big pond, so I'm not going to give her any more exposure than she already has.
this is true.
This is very true.
So I'm just like, well,
I mean,
might as
to
well.
all the people who hate her, if you just ignore her, she would go away. Don't they realize that?
Yeah, that's literally like that's how the industry works. If you're not making sales, and if nobody's listening to you on the radio, if nobody's requesting you on the radio or buying your albums, then you'll disappear.
You just go away.
You'll be dropped from your record label because you're not making bank.
You MC Hammer off to the left.
So like, I don't. Back to Azalea Banks, the fucking cultural appropriation. Like she's racist. She fucking.
Why is cultural appropriation a bad thing? Like, I hate to go all like, you know, Black Power dashiki on this video, on this recording, but I mean, like, black people even being Christian is cultural appropriation. When we were brought over here, we worshipped animal spirits and our ancestors and shit.
And the wind and the
And
sun
the wind
and shit
and
like
the sun
that.
and all that. So it's like, that's cultural appropriation. You know what I'm saying? Us wanting to wear Cartier diamonds and fucking, you know, Italian shoes and shit, that's cultural appropriation. You know what I'm
You might want to
saying?
scoot forward. You seem to speak soft sometimes.
That's cultural appropriation. I mean, I don't think that's really a good word to use in the context of racism. Again, you know, she's kind of making a point for the good of it. Like, cultural appropriation sounds like a good thing that fights racism.
But she's all like, she don't know the history of hip hop. She don't care about the black man's struggle. And yeah, she's taking our art that was built upon strife and pain and like fuck Whitey. I hate Iggy Azalea, and also I'm gonna use this as a platform. Why all white people, every last one of you, even Brad from accounting, yes you. are all evil and racist, and you should all die. Says Azalea Banks.
Well, I think that just goes to show you that black, white, Asian, yellow, brown, there are racist, ignorant people everywhere. And we need to stop thinking in terms of racism and reverse racism and all this other bullshit if we're ever going to get anywhere as a human race. Because people perpetuating things like what Miss Banks is doing, it just not only gives, you know, lazy artists like Iggy Azalea more publicity and more money, but it further harbors and further festers the sentiments that lead to the closed-minded, you know, culture that we live in now.
I love airplanes, by the way. I love how they decide to fly over when I want to record things.
And totally destroy the sound.
Yep.
Do you have the drones?
No, they're downstairs.
Oh my god, this guy.
But
Hey,
anyway,
you left them upstairs, so it's only right that they're downstairs.
But yeah, fucking. And I'm just like, I know that you like. It's not even that serious.
It's like cracking. I gotta fortify my constitution.
It's like you can talk all this cultural appropriation stuff all you want,
Don't forget the garbage goes out.
Yeah.
but the thing is, like,
What?
Iggy, huh?
No, we're recording.
We're recording.
Oh, God.
But the thing is, like you could talk about the cultural appropriation. She don't has any respect for the black man or the struggle or the culture of hip hop in general. But the thing is, she's whack. Who cares?
Yeah,
That's the first foot forward you should take. Iggy Azalea is whack. Stop listening to whack shit.
Yeah, she's thinking too much into this shit.
She's garbage. You're trying to make a public discourse over fucking Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice was better than Iggy.
Vanilla Ice,
Yeah.
what? Because at least he could dance.
Vanilla Ice could dance his ass off.
And Eminem is like the king.
Yeah.
He's like
also
the king.
another. This is the thing I wanted to springboard off of. Fucking Eminem. Did you hear the new song Las Vegas?
No.
Oh, he goes off. He's like ruthless Eminem form
Ooh,
of like.
I have to listen to that now.
And then he there's one line in there about wanting to rape Iggy Azalea. Wanting to rape Iggy. I'm gonna stop trying to say Azalea. And like she like says something during an award show offhandedly about M, and then she says some stuff on Twitter. Notice she doesn't put it on wax because she doesn't want her life ruined. One. And two, welcome to hip hop as being a white artist. Eminem's been doing this for years. It's like if Eminem brings you up in a song, that means you made it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does. It's like a rite of passage, you know.
Especially if you white.
Yeah.
Like if you're a white artist, he gonna bring you up in a song once or twice.
But the funny thing is like,
And the thing is, it was one line, and the funniest thing about the song is he makes references to Robin Williams twice, and nobody said anything about it.
Wow.
And yet they up in arms. Like this year, this like couple of years of feminism has got everybody like got their priorities all fucked up and like brainwashing people into another direction.
Yeah. Now that you put it into words, I have noticed these last couple of years, there's been a big feminist push. You know, I ain't no black Republican or nothing, but all this leftist, liberal, feminist, commie bullshit's been pissing me off. Like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I mean, none of this shit is working. Stop pushing all this bullshit.
And like feminists, there's a lot like in every extremist group, everything like the people that are on the forefront are shown on the forefront are like the worst of the worst. They're like fucking ISIS when you're talking about all of like, it's like pointing to ISIS when you're talking about all Muslims.
I like extremist groups because inevitably they always make caricatures of themselves. Inevitably they always become the thing they claim to hate the most. They do the exact opposite of what they proclaim they will do. Ultimately, every extremist group, whether it be Nazis, ISIS, feminists, militant homosexuals, sheep herders, any extremist group always does the same thing. They become fascist, exclusionary. The very patriarchy or, oppressive regime they claim to be so against, they ultimately become. And generally, they just piss everyone off.
And they claim they want dialogue, and they but what they actually want to do is sit you down as a man or a person who backs not feminism and yell at you for an hour, and then make you and belittle you and make you look like shit. Make you both look and feel like shit.
I don't think I could argue with a feminist seriously. I probably would, but I don't think
I wouldn't argue. Like
No,
it
I
would
don't think
start
I
out
would.
as me trying to make points, and then it would just me start just snapping on them personally, and then just like doing like an 8 Mile, get everybody on my side type shit. That's what it would turn into. It would just you want to make this a circus? Let's make this a circus.
I can't help but think of feminists as one of two things: either porno style caricatures, or the Butch Bulldyke bureaucrat types, just iron britches type bitches. But like, so honestly, in an argument with a feminist, I could just, anything she would say, just and men and this and that and this, be like, oh yeah, you yell at me in thigh-high boots. Yeah, this is really advancing your cause. Like, I don't think I could really, sit there and have that argument. Feminism kind of like falls flat on its face when you bring the 800-pound gorilla in the room of like reproduction, because all feminist groups end up, just veering off to like militant feminism eventually. It's like it's like an equation that'll always have the same answer, and it's just like, it's statistically proven, and it just makes sense that, a happy, like a happy, what do you call it, nuclear family raises better kids. Mother, father, family units and everything. What are they going to do? Lock us in closets and harvest us for sperm and shit? And, like, raise the mothers, and the mothers raise the kids, and we just, go live in prisons? What's the plan here? I don't get what they think what's going to happen.
And I feel like it's always the people who, like, either nobody are looking at, or, like, the people who feel like they're less of the thing that they're trying to protect always are the most militant. Like, women who aren't in a relationship and men aren't looking at them, or just like lesbians are more likely to be militant feminists, just like how light-skinned black dudes are the most likely to be militant fight the power of black guys. Facts.
Yeah, well, because I feel like people, they grow up, feeling like they gotta validate their identity by screaming it from the rooftops. That's how people do it.
It's like, if you didn't get cute Brad from high school, the quarterback, then you feel like less of a woman, so you gotta be the most woman than any woman and be a feminist.
Most women do now for attention is just get boob jobs and ass jobs now.
Yeah.
That's all they do
Yeah,
now.
the cosmetic surgery is
that's all they do. They like, oh, you're not paying attention? Okay, let me get these
I thought
done.
we was
Let me
in a
get this
recession.
done.
They got all this money to fucking put fake ass asses in their asses. Like, what?
No, because if a girl wants it, they'll get it somehow.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
You gotta speak up, Jason. With all these airplanes flying around.
Really though, like, who the fuck?
All these
built the
fucking
airport
airplanes,
right over
like-
there. Some bullshit.
And here's my thought on Iggy Azalea and how I gotta stop trying to say Azalea because I slow down and it sounds like I don't know how to speak. And I say English, but that's not a goddamn word. Anyway, Iggy, my thoughts on Iggy is that like, she looked at the rap game currently, and like, she saw how like Nicki Minaj, when she started, she actually tried and was lyrical, and then like now she's doing bubblegum bullshit fuck all.
Yeah.
And then she gets ass implants, and it's like, oh, women in the game don't gotta try no more? I'm in there. And then Iggy Azalea got in there, and now she's in there.
Yeah, Nicki kind of set the bar kind of low. Like, she is lyrically talented. That's what makes me so mad about Nicki Minaj, is that she's lyrically talented and could really be a good artist on
And
her
then
own
she releases
strength.
Anaconda.
Yeah. And then she just says, fuck it, I don't have to do good. It's almost like a big fuck you to creativity and like the whole music industry in general. It's like, look what I can do, but this is what I choose to do.
Yep. And you're buying it? I'll just keep doing this bullshit thing.
It's like going to a 5-star restaurant and just letting you smell all the steaks, but make your fucking hot pocket anyway.
No, it's like a 5-star restaurant opened up and they were just churning out the best of the best. The fucking foie gras and filet mignon. Just
Hot pockets.
Just like knocking it out of the park. And then like they start lowering their quality of meat like over time. And then they're like, people are still coming here and paying the same prices for this shit. Let's just serve them Hot Pockets. And then like this 5-star hotel where there's still reservations that you can't get a reservations until like 10 years in the future. And they just serving Hot Pockets. They don't even keep up. They don't even have like physical upkeep of the building anymore. There's rats and shit. Like there's stuff from the previous visitors still on the table when they sit you down.
I mean, they got his hot pockets and one greasy microwave behind the counter.
They hire teenagers to serve you and shit. The rudest of teenagers too. They got piercings and fucking tattoos and shit.
It's the only place you get sit down service and get hot pockets.
And fucking and beefaroni.
Oh god,
Ninja
that's
Turtle
terrible.
shapes and shit.
I know niggas remember that. I know niggas remember the
You
the
want that-
alphabets, the alphabets of meat.
Yep. Sir, would you like the Hot Pocket or would you like the Velveeta shells and cheese? Served by our esteemed chef, Big Bo.
Today's
He
special.
just got out of prison yesterday.
Today's special is the chicken hamburger helper. Yes.
That's the rap game. All that analogy you just put down. That's the music game in general. Actually, that's the radio. Just
Facts.
shout outs to Bobby Schmurder.
Hey,
That nigga,
ooh,
he
you
getting
Bobby
locked
Schmurder
up.
alone. Alright?
He go to Bobby about a week ago,
Leave
and
him
then he
alone.
got arrested.
Yep.
But yo, Bobby Schmurder is funny. I like his music. And he's not trying to get all, culturally relevant and shit.
I guess like the upside is he's actually like doing shit that he said in his rap.
Yeah, at least that. At least the shit he's talking about, he's legitimately doing. Like, you can't say he fake because he's not.
He in jail now.
Yeah, I mean, support to Bobby Schmurder's family and through this tough time. But nobody can doubt that he's a real nigga. Hopefully, he can use some of the money he made with the defense team and shit.
Maybe he could like do what Shine did, except for be successful and make an album in jail.
Facts. Yeah. Nah, you can't do shit like that. I ain't gonna let you get away making no album. You ain't got no money like that. This is still Nassau County. If he's just in jail, and when he goes to prison, he might be able to get away with it. It's just Nassau County that's still shitting on niggas with the dookie.
As a closing statement on the fucking Iggy Azalea Banks thing, Azalea Banks is, I just looked it up. I had to look it up, and she's a singer.
Some kind of singer.
Yes, and I think is that like she's trying to turn this into a whole socio-political thing because it's just salt. She's mad that fucking Iggy is getting more shine than her, and they're both azaleas.
She throw his salt because she would have drawn more attention to her career. But I think honestly the only way they could solve this is if some civic-minded citizen pours baby oil on their ass, or both of them, and they have an ass jiggling contest, like a twerk off or something. They both just want to sit here talking about black culture and everything. Iggy want to steal black culture, and Miss Banks want to big ups to black culture and twerk off with some baby oil on your asses. Then fine.
You know what? Anything else I was gonna say, replace it with that. That's it. So, moving on. Transition here. I want to talk about two, extremist, insane, cuckoo racist groups. One group I want to talk about is the Black Israelis. If you've been in the city for any time, or if you've been in, no less than 4, but no more than 3 times near Times Square, then you've seen them.
These guys are great.
The black dudes with the dashikis, or they all dress like the black Ninja Ranger. And they're yelling at white folks and
Other black folks.
and other black folks and preaching scripture, usually with a microphone and a mini amp.
I don't know if you guys have seen these guys, but these guys are great. A true piece of the New York experience, I think. Just watching some of their tirades is just priceless. They couldn't make this shit up.
This is as of 2010 or not 9. As of like 2010 or so, it's become one of my like fallback. Oops, I guess I'm in the wrong part of YouTube, sort of things. Where I just end up watching them because people record them and put them on YouTube, and it's become it's like they become self-aware and they start recording themselves and putting this shit up on YouTube to the fact where they have like hip-hop intros and shit now for like their street sermons and their videos.
Everyone's taking to YouTube.
Yeah, everybody has a YouTube page nowadays. Not that I'm complaining.
YouTube is a growing business.
One of the things that I hate about YouTube nowadays is the change of algorithm. It's a little bit harder to end up on the weird part of YouTube unless you actually have a video to springboard from nowadays.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I miss the old days where just you were always one word or one letter away from
or one like sidebar. What's that video?
Yeah.
But now, like, it's either they link you to very, like...
Just a YouTube tip for everybody. Well, actually, nowadays it's a lot cleaner. But back in the old days, you couldn't type in any name, any type of a body part. Anything. You couldn't type in anything. You couldn't ear, nose, hand, knee, nothing. Nothing. Good old days.
Good old days.
But yeah, it's like you can start out like trying to find like the clip of an anime that you wanted to see, and then it would veer off into A and B's, and then it would veer off into other weirdness, and you'd be like, uh-oh, I'm in the weird part of YouTube again.
Pyramid Illuminati sneezing porn.
Yep. You'd end up there.
Okay.
Or something weirder. Or something on the same lines of weird.
Yeah. Good old days.
But back to Israeli. Before I go on a tirade of go on a fucking tangent of that. Back to the black Israelis. It is. Oh geez, these guys like they're having a feud between themselves, and they're like gonna have a debate soon. Because like one way I found out about it is because I ended up watching this video of this doughy white feminist being pushed to the ground by one of the black Israelis because she was trying to start some not even a debate, she was trying to start an argument with them.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, I'm not having it, and just kind of shoved it to the ground. And then she got carted away to jail because she got all up in their personal space. This video is magical. I'm going to put it in the description bar. Because, like, it feels like you're in some type of unreal universe of cartoons. They feel like they're all, like, they should all be just really good actors. But this is a thing
It's all like an improv act.
Yeah, like this was like a flash mob of some sort. But this actually happened in real life. And I watched this video and I just have my hand to my face like, oh my God, this planet, this is where we live, people.
America. Welcome to America.
America.
Oh,
It's sad that police have to come cart people to jail off for this kind of shit too. It's like we're wasting their time too.
Yep. like the thing that made it just all of the components. These like crazy like black Israelites were doing their preaching, and then this crazy doughy white feminist came up talking about having
all in New York, folks. Come see it. You got to come to New York.
It's a freak
great
show
city.
out there sometimes. The city.
It's a great city.
Long Island, you won't find anything. Don't
No.
come to Long Island. It's boring as fuck out here.
Nail salons and a lot of Chinese food.
Times Square is where you see everything.
Times Square. Just hang around there for a little
42nd
while. You'll find some
Street.
weird shit to talk about with your friends. But like, she gets pushed to the ground and starts like trying. First of all, she gets pushed away the first time. He's like, nah, we're not those guys. You can't just come over here and start a spectacle like we're already doing.
Yeah, our spectacle.
And then she like tries to get in front of the camera and starts like, you see, he put hands on me. These men, what do they call men again? These chauvinists. And then she gets pushed to the floor, and then she does like I'm trying to force a foul in the NBA, pratfalls,
Those
and
fucking
like
yellow card calls, fucking World Cup. Whoa!
yeah,
God.
yeah, one of those a more worldly thing for that. One of those yellow card calls, like, oh no, he tackled me too hard. Whoa! He falls with the legs up and everything.
Cartwheeling over yourself and shit.
And then she starts like crying, and he's like, "Call the cops. Go ahead. Go ahead." She was in our personal space. She was trying to start trouble, and then she gets carted away to jail, and they're yelling "Death to America," and it's just so
ludicrous.
It made me want to cry a little bit with happy insanity. Because it was one of those dog with a lab coat. I have no idea what's going on.
Dog with a lab coat.
I don't know what I'm doing. Sort of scenario.
I gotta see this video.
I'm going to put it up right now. Like, fuck it. Alright. It should be still amongst my favorites and or likes.
Death to America.
Like, it's...
That soccer shit just reminded me of that one guy when he went like this, took the other nigga's arm and hit himself with it. He went back, like...
Why you hit yourself, nigga?
What the fuck?
Yeah, like how do you take his arm and then just hit yourself?
Make him tap himself in the face.
But it was blatantly on camera though.
Favorite or I like it?
It would be in your history.
It would be way back in my history because this was like a week ago.
I saw your face and wow, yo, I remember that.
Somebody made a really pro video of that. I'll show you that later. Like they added an extra guitar riff and everything.
I saw your face and wow.
But yeah.
Phoebe.
Okay. It can't be that far behind.
Phoebe.
Okay, it's that far behind. All right. Whatever. It's a goddamn. Here it is.
Yeah, I was about to. Feminists arrested after attacking black Hebrews. You could have just typed that in.
Huh? I don't remember the entire name.
But I see.
Oh, there goes your name.
It's morphed into reality all of a sudden, right? So do you want to get down the street, or do you want to stand here and look exasperated and disgusted?
Could you stop interrupting you for 5 seconds?
Well, what is your question?
I'm probably just gonna put the video up.
No, I haven't been raped. Well, actually, you know what? Let me
Look at his outfit, though.
Yeah.
Let me correct myself. According to the definition of rape, what's the definition of rape? What is it? Get that
She don't even know what the definition of rape is.
These make me laugh every time with these outfits.
From Europe and West Africa.
Where? Like, what the fuck is he wearing?
Rape
Like,
means to seize, right?
That is unfortunate.
Okay. It's unfortunate, right? That's what you Edomites always say.
But have you ever had like a cock shoved up?
No, I haven't.
Well, then great.
Well, you know what? I've shoved my penis into my women, and they like it. They tell me to go rougher, to go harder. They say deeper. Pull myself leather rough.
So all women want
Hey,
that.
sometimes I sneak in through the window.
I like this
You brothers can get back in line.
Yeah.
So what's your point? Do you have any grievances?
Of course I have
So
grievances.
state your grievances, please.
That all men sexually harass women.
Oh,
Wait, what?
oh my god.
That all men
men
sexually harass women. What do you define as harassment?
Well, there's a kind of a broad spectrum.
This bitch sounds so stupid.
Shut the fuck up. You want to see the spectrum?
Do you want to have discourse, or do you want to?
look at the leap of the spectrum she makes, though.
First, there's interrupting me.
There's interrupting me. It's sexual harassment.
Oh, really? Have you stopped interrupting me? No. There's a spectrum, and it ranks from interrupting to demeaning to belittling to raping.
Look at that. I like how belittling just goes straight to rape.
Interrupting, belittling.
Moved her out the way.
We ain't none of them guys. guys, all right? You ain't about to come up here and call
I'm
for
sorry.
Call the cops.
You ain't none of them guys.
Call the cops.
Get on the floor. See?
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Let's
these
run
niggas-
that back. Like, let's see how hard this dude actually pushed her. You saw how limp his arm was?
Yeah, he's just kind of like.
He did the same shove he did before. Get the fuck out of here. Causing mischief. Look at her try to force tears and point. Go get the KKK. That's what they do.
Hey, get her. Y'all better get her. Call the cops. Call the police, all right?
These people are just like, what the fuck is going on?
That's right.
Look at her.
Assaulting us. She came up assaulting us, all right? That's right.
I think this might have happened in Cali. Because they've been spreading.
Old Sambo, all right?
The old Sambo. Look who came to the rescue. Old Sambo.
Is that not what she was trying to do? No, she resisted. Oh, she fucking up. Get it, yes.
Yeah, these guys are
Somebody
ruthless.
get the car. Taser.
Niggas is clapping and shit too.
This is ridiculous.
Listen for it.
Hey, and all you so-called black people, you should be rejoicing right now.
They're about to say it.
Justice. They looking at us like, who's these niggas, man? You know? Lucky. All she needs is a job. Hey, man. Hey, it's us against the world, but guess who's on our side, man? The most side, man. Tell them to keep fighting. And give me Jeremiah 1, all right? Keep fighting, all right? Keep fighting.
Go to jail.
Break your hand. You gonna break your knuckles, break your hand, and you gonna give up, all right? Yep. All right? You're gonna give up, all right? Because you can't fight against y'all if I shoot me out of shot.
Wait, what?
God.
You just be making up words.
Great millstone, man. He's trying to punch a great millstone, right?
Trying to put great millstone.
No, she did assault us. Oh, yeah, she did. Excuse me. She assaulted us, all right? That's why she's in handcuffs. So this
Multiple times.
Who is that guy?
The co-signer.
Jose?
Nigga said Jose.
Spanish guy.
is going down.
A part of the best race in the world. This is the best part.
Dick said death to America.
Death to America. These dumbasses.
Nothing more surreal than watching a doughy white woman get put in handcuffs and put in a cop car while a bunch of black people and Spanish people yell "Death to America."
Damn. I don't know what to even think about that. Like, I can't even root for that because I'm not a socialist. I'm not with the Death to America.
Yeah. Like I said,
But,
that shit was just weird. That shit was a fever dream.
Shit's really weird. And of course, the comments, I'm sure, are alight with only in Barack O'Baboon's America, like a bunch of all the
All
white
right, let's
haters.
go
Yeah,
to the first 5 comments.
Yeah, all right. That was beautiful. Exactly what she deserved. And what's up with the timely arrival of the other white bitch who jumped in and called the cops? It looked like a setup. Brainwashed dumbass. Brain dead, idiotic dumbass.
That's the comments to the comment up top.
Okay, sexist bastards. Sexism comes in all forms, talking about boning your women, telling us to submit, or telling us what to do is harassment, and it's offensive. I often walk past them when I go to work in downtown Sofo, and they have plenty of times harassed me and my girlfriends. They have no respect or virtue of a true man. They are simply perverts and disgusting. How is that sexist? She assaulted them. They responded.
She didn't know what she's talking about. She just wanted to bring her
Yeah.
agenda to the comment section.
She got what she came for. Black power. This female Edomite deserves what she got. She should have tased it tased her and offered her limp body to the real Israelites for some sexual reconditioning. Filthy Caucasian dogs.
And 5.
These black Hebrews will burn in hell if they don't repent. The black Hebrew Israelites are of Satan. And if this wasn't too scared to face me on my channel, and if they wasn't too scared to face me on my channel, I'd show them why. That lady did not deserve that. You people are evil.
And that's the top 5 comments of that video. Oh, jeez.
What? Edomite.
That's what they call,
I
like,
love how the top 5 comments are in support of this.
except for the one who wants to big up his channel. It's like they don't want to challenge me. I'll debate anybody.
You know what? America's only so grand because entertainment like that is free. It just happens in the streets every day. And you know what? No one cares. Because no one cares about their ideas. We're never going to have a black Israelite Hebrew president or a doughy white feminist president. So, no one cares. That's what I love about this country. You can just yell whatever the fuck you want in your crazy views. As long as you don't touch nobody or assault anyone, apparently, because then you get hauled off to jail.
Basically. Oh, it's so... They're so magical. Also, like... there's nothing really to be said about the... Like, I brought it up as a conversation just to, like, introduce that video. But there's nothing really to be said about black Israelites. So, there's nothing really to be said about...
You have to see this.
Alright, well, I'll just cut this. But somebody
I
just
can't.
walked in and they need to see this madness for themselves also.
This is like Bizarro America.
Or this is the microcosm of what America has become thus far. Alright, we're doing a podcast right now, Jessica. What do you have? What comments do you have on this video?
That woman was very ignorant upon something she was very passionate about.
Oh man,
That's a very potent mixture. Ignorance and passion about the same topic.
Yep.
Passion as hell. Don't know shit about that. What is the definition of rape? She said,
She got the Dumbatron laser face, like somebody just shot her with stupid rays. Like, oh, I didn't expect anybody to ask me that.
Taser!
Taser!
Hit her face against the car. Hit her face against the car. Oh man. That Death to America is what makes it the most surreally crazy to me. It's the best. Alright, we showed Bob of Team Not Crash the video that we've been just kind of like everybody who's walked in, we've just shown them this video. And now we're
like, don't get us wrong. We're not like black Uncle Tom's. Like, how dare they hold off that white woman for hitting me for dealing with these hoodlums? No, we're not.
We're
like
not
that.
on anyone's side in the video. It's just
they're all
hilarious.
crazy. We're just flawed that this country is so great that raving lunatics can argue until the police have to haul off someone.
One of them.
And the greatest thing is in this country, you never know who's going to get hauled off to jail. You can only know that someone will inevitably be hauled off to jail. It's like the terminus to all arguments here in America. Someone's shot,
Two crazies
hauled off to jail.
Two crazies will yell at each other. One of them will get too close, and then one of them will get hauled off to jail.
It's kind of like a fighting game. Who can lower their moral health bar down more?
Yeah, it is. It's like who can lower the opponent down into raging and hitting you so that you can call the police.
And then the once you get all your meter full, you can call the police.
Yeah. You get your opponent's rage meter up all the way, while you're trying to boost your morale meter. And if you can rage them, you can raise their rage meter into them hitting you. That's like an instant morale bar right there. Yep. They hit you 2 or 3 times, you unleash a super special, call the cops.
That goes to kill mode.
Scream assault.
Yep.
They come with the tasers and the pepper spray. You already got them raging all the way, so they're out of control at this point. They're resisting arrest and spitting.
Getting them arrested is the insta kill, but like getting them tasered and pepper sprayed is the ultra combo.
Yeah. Getting them tasered and pepper sprayed is the best. It's like Soul's Dragon install from the new XR.
Yeah.
You get a whole separate track playing when you do it. Radar! The taser spray them. Crazy.
Wait, Leon, are you putting the video in the podcast so other people can see it?
Yes, if like I'm gonna cut it out of the actual podcast, but the video podcast that I'm gonna put up on YouTube, I'm just gonna put the video in there.
Okay, because I was gonna say you should just put a clip of her like getting arrested and just put that song, just faintly playing in the background.
Yeah.
Just slip it in there.
Yeah.
They won't know till now when it's too late.
Only Guilty Gear fans will know.
Yeah.
Well, like, wait a minute, they just put that in. But it's like bizarro America.
It's so
like,
weird.
The cops are hauling off a white. I mean, I'm proud also because like, hey, they're hauling off a white lady for nothing. But then it's like they're like, yeah, death to America. It's like, what?
They're like yelling death to this white lady, like
Death to that supposed white woman. Death to America.
Yeah, haul this supposed white woman off the jail. Death to America.
oh my god.
And I'm just like, just head in hand. Like, what am I watching?
It's like in this country, we truly do let our crazy people wander the streets and do whatever they want.
Oh god, like I don't know what to think of that. That was the
from
thing.
the outside looking in, America would look like a strange place. It's like, oh, they talk about the American dream and work hard and do right.
And then you
you'll
see
have
that
what you want.
video.
And then you see things like that where it's like, no, sometimes you don't work hard and get what you want. Sometimes you work hard and then a stray bullet kills you. Sometimes you work hard, crapshoot, you're famous on a reality show now. America's like, it's not even so much a country as it is a big moral and spiritual pinball machine. You know,
Yeah.
with no rules, nothing. 1 minute you're a homeless guy shooting up heroin down by the river, and you do something funny, and it got caught on YouTube, and now you're a millionaire, and now you're a philanthropist, and you're going around talking about how drugs are bad, and then you die of a heroin overdose.
All right, Morgan, what I need you to do is
the way
like
the cookie crumbles.
we're gonna move on to the second extremist group. I want you to go to the KKK website. So that
Oh no!
you know what I want you to look for, the levels.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's
okay.
levels.
Yes.
Okay,
This is
okay,
this is mine and Morgan's.
All right, we're getting serious on them. This is like our
This is mine and Morgan's hypothesis. We think that the KKK started as like a really serious like D&D game.
like a pen and paper role thing
That just went way too far.
Way too hard. Like I think, like if you look at it, all the elements of it are very RPG. It's like this master race that has to protect the maiden-like purity of the white women from these roving marauders, these mud-blooded marauding hordes. And it's all up to the Grand Dragon, the Imperial Wizard,
to stop them and keep them at bay and keep.
Oh my god!
I mean, it's a little RPG.
It's a little dorky.
It's a little dorky. It's really dorky. I'm just saying.
The robes and the
I
big
think
hats they
I
wear.
think they were like an early, like late 1800s, like pen and paper, like pre D&D thing.
Yeah.
And then it
They
just
D&D before D&D was a thing.
It just got at it.
And I'm sure, and that explains why back when D&D was like just starting, all the media was like, "This is Satan's game," blah blah blah. It was all a cover up. They really just didn't want these kids to become members of the KKK.
Here it is.
You got it up. These are
I
the
got
levels
the
of
first
KKK.
era, the second
These-
era, and the third era of the Klan.
And it's in white.
We're gonna go to the third. We're gonna go to the first era.
This like substantiates our thoughts.
All right. Okay. Now we're gonna go down from all right, down from the top.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And this is the top ranking position one can reach.
In the KKK.
KKK. The Grand Wizard, national head of the Invisible Empire.
That sounds like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card, or like a Card Fight Vanguard card.
He presides over the Grand Dragon, ruler over a state known as the Realm.
What the fuck?
The states that when the KKK they rule, they're called the Realm.
The Grand Wizard.
I am from Virginia Realm.
I am the Grand Wizard of Virginia.
Now,
I bow to you, I am the Grand Dragon of Virginia. I bow to you, Grand Wizard.
he presides. Now, the Grand Dragon presides over the Grand Titan and the Grand Giant.
rulers of the Dominion, and head of the province or county.
Oh, this is already.
I'm the Grand Giant of Leroy County.
This is already
And the
like,
Grand Titan.
Now,
These are
a
some
Grand
metal
Giant-
ranks.
Now, the Grand Giant has under him, who represents the president of an office of the KKK within a province ruled over by the Grand Giant. Now, the Grand Giant under him, to rule each office, is the Grand Cyclops.
What the fuck?
He's the presiding officer of a meeting or a game, like regional area, the Grand Cyclops. So it's like if we were having a KKK meeting right now, one of us would be the Grand Cyclops.
Yep.
We would be reporting to the Grand Giant,
Who would then report
of Nassau County, who would then report, all right, to the Grand Titan of Greater New York area, who would flip it over to the Grand Dragon of New York, of the realm of New York,
Oh my god.
who then kicks it up to the Grand Wizard of the
Wizard.
Invisible
Nice.
Empire.
I love
Is there
it's
anyone-
called the Invisible Empire.
We're not
It's
done
so
yet.
invisible.
Yeah, I was about to say, is there
Now-
anybody under the
now-
Grand Cyclops?
Now, within a den,
Mm-hmm.
you have the second officer in authority, the Grand Magi.
Oh.
He's the second officer of authority in an office of the KKK.
Mm-hmm.
The Grand Magi is attended by the Grand Monk,
Mm-hmm.
My god.
and the Grand Turk are his marshals and executive officers
These are just classes.
and masters of ceremonies. The Grand Turk.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Oh.
the Grand Guards, also known as lictors,
That's such a fucking metal name.
and there's 2 of them per den at least,
Lictors.
and they answer to the Grand Sentinel.
The Grand Sentinel.
Oh my god.
Now. There's assorted titles for staff officers.
Oh god.
Genji, Hydra, Fury, Goblin, Nighthawk, Grand Magi, Grand Monk, Grand Scribe, Grand Extrager, Grand Turk, and Grand Sentinels. And individual members were called ghouls.
I have nothing.
This is the KKK, people. If you didn't know, you know now.
Goblins are the assistants to the Grand Giant. He usually is for-
I feel like we're not even talking about the
a
KKK.
duo of Nighthawks. A duo of
A duo.
Nighthawks directly support the Grand Cyclops.
A duo of Nighthawks.
A
The more and more we talk about this without saying the words KKK,
Again, the
a
more
coterie of 6 Furies are assigned to be assistants to the Grand Titan.
if you came
This is a
in,
Grand Titan. He
think we
needs
should-
6 Furies.
yes,
I
if
think
you
we should
came
just
in,
let him go.
yeah, if you came in before the base of this conversation, you think we're talking about some J.R.R. Tolkien shit.
No.
And 8 mighty Hydras.
You need at least 8 of them.
8's too many.
Mighty Hydras lend their strength to the Grand Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And only the Grand Scribe and the Genji are allowed to commune directly with the Grand Wizard.
Because he's just chilling there in his invisible castle.
In the Invisible Empire, as the head of the entire Invisible Empire.
Because they have the records of all of the meetings. So who else is gonna talk to the Grand Wizard?
I'm reading this right off. This is legit.
off their website.
This is the KKK. This is what they're doing.
We're not making anything up. We're not making fun of them. This is their shit.
You could
Legitly.
go right on the website and read all this if you want
Yeah.
all this lore.
Ooh, now you got the second era of the KKK.
No.
Started throwing in a lot of K's and everything. All right, now you have the Imperial Wizard,
Mm-hmm.
national head of the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. The Imperial Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the Invisible City?
No, that's the first era. Of
No,
the
the
KKK.
Invisible Army is all of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yes, the Invisible Empire.
Yeah, that's all of the Ku Klux Klan.
That's when the Grand Wizard was in power during the first era of the Ku Klux Klan.
You still following the sound of little Tolkien yet?
You know, it's already. I'm already like.
I mean, if we just
Can't believe
if we
this.
just replace Ku Klux Klan with like Emperor of Mordor, no one would know what we're talking about.
Right.
If we just say like Lord Varathon or something, just
Of
make
Shan-
some
of,
shit
like-
up.
Or even fucking Star Wars.
Of the
Emperor
plains,
Palpatine.
yeah, the
like-
plains of Chantamir or some shit.
No one would even know what we're talking about. You could just switch out the names, and we could just like take like actual like KKK historical documents, and just like make fanfic, and we'd be rich.
Yep.
You know, instead of
George
saying,
Lucas
like,
has
the
some
realm
explaining
of
to do.
Virginia. We can just say like the realm of Bathlamore or something. and then
J.R.R.
the
Tolkien has
Grand
some
Wizard
explaining to do.
rallied with his Titans, and the Furies planned a rebellion. Like nobody would.
You
know.
wouldn't even have to change that hard. Just the realm of Vakinyor.
There you go. Just rearrange some letters a
Yep.
little bit.
Or
Maybe
expired.
just place the emphasis somewhere different. Just the realm of Texas.
Yes.
The realm of Dumbledore.
Now, the Imperial Wizard, national head of the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, is under him is the Supreme Attorney of the Ku Klux Klan, called an Imperial Consul.
Oh my god.
Now, the executive who
They
receives
just making up
reports,
words at this point.
Now there is executives who receive reports from the Grand Goblins. It's called the Imperial Kleagle.
No, that's not real word.
Now the Grand Goblin, which is a ruler over a dominion, which can be a multi-state area, because now that they no longer need a Grand Titan to rule one state. They only need a Grand Goblin to rule many states, as they're consolidating their power with the ring of racism. I don't know.
Magical racism.
This is getting even better. Now a King Kleagle, manager of a state known as a realm,
That just sounds like a villain you'd see in MMO.
oversees regular Kleagles, who are field organizers of certain territories.
Oh.
Major state. Local dens were replaced with claverns with a K. Clavern. Klavern.
I guess Ed Boon is behind the new designs for the
And had their own
KKK,
ranks
the
and
reboot.
titles. The Ku Klux Klan, the Ku Klux ritual was called the Chloron.
No.
I was just about to say, like, Ed Boon, you got some explaining to
The
do.
investigative committee was called the Clocon.
The Shokans. Oh my god, it's all adding up.
Wait,
Oh.
national conventions were called convocations. A delegate to a convocation was a cleaper. The National Council was called the Imperial Concilium. All with K's. Just letting you guys know there was no C's there, that was all K's.
Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon.
Now, the president of a clavern, which is a den of KKK within a realm, within a dominion, a clavern, is now ruled over by the Exalted Cyclops.
The Exalted Cyclops. As opposed to the Grand Cyclops.
Now, is a Grand Cyclops or an Exalted Cyclops worse? Which repaint is worse when we fight him? Like, does the Exalted Cyclops have more armor and like what?
I think the Exalted
It's like-
Cyclops has less HP overall, but he can use magic.
It's like you're playing Dragon's Dogma and then you go into like Bitter Black Isle.
This is what I feel like here with this. Like,
And then you fight the Forgotten Cyclops or whatever the hell it's called.
now,
The Gore Cyclops.
the officers of the Exalted Cyclops.
I'm mad he's in an office.
The officers of the Exalted Cyclops
Oh,
are
big
called the Terrors.
I
And
can't.
they consist of the Claylif, the Clokar, the Clud, the Kilgrap, the Clobby, the Clad, the Clorogo, the Clexter, the Cloakin, and the Nighthawk.
Kilgrad's my favorite.
Kilgrad, son!
The Kilgrad.
That's a class if I ever heard one.
The Claylif is the vice president of the Clavern.
They kept Nighthawks, though.
Yeah. The Claylif is the vice president of the Clavern. The Clokart is the lecturer. I'm only going down this so I can get to Nighthawk. This is where it gets really good. The Clokart is the lecturer. The Clud is the chaplain. The Kligrap is the secretary. The Clabby is the treasurer. The Clad, the conductor of ceremonies. The Clelargo, the inner guard. The
Sounds like
Clexter,
Pokemon.
outer guard. Clocon, head of the three-man Clocon board, which investigates prospective members. And the Nighthawks, custodians of the Fiery Cross.
What? Do they just mop up fire
And
cross?
person in charge of new candidates or aliens. Similar titles exist at the national, state, and local levels with Imperial, Grand, and Great. Prefaced, respectively.
Custodians of the
Nighthawks.
Infernal Cross.
Custodians of
Damn.
the Fiery Cross.
Go on.
What is life?
Now, the third era. Basically everything is the same.
How many
except
eras are there, out of curiosity?
3, apparently.
The first era is like the makings and the beginnings of the KKA. The
During
second
the
era
third
is like
era-
probably like the 80s and 90s. And I think the third era is like nowadays.
Yeah, till 74. The
So we
current
just read Attitude Era.
Yeah, the third era, the title of Grand Dragon was reinstalled. Now,
Dragon
the
installed.
terms were changed. Now.
The Dragon Install.
Now, a dominion or a domain in the first era clan, a dominion corresponded to a congressional district. During the second era, a dominion usually became a multi-state area. There were 9 dominions with headquarters in the city of Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Atlanta, St. Louis, Houston, and Los Angeles. Domain of the East, New York State only.
Oh.
Domain of the Mississippi Valley, the 7-state Mississippi area. Clannishness, clan vocation, national conclave.
Still K's?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Knights of the Ku Klux Klan held their 10th biannual convocation in Atlanta. The Klectoken is the $10 initiation fee into the Ku Klux Klan.
What?
The Klectoken.
The Clintoken.
That does have the
Your
word
initiation fee into the clan, people.
The Cloncilium acts as a legislator when the convocation is not in session.
Stupid.
Yeah, that's the that's the ranking of Ku Klux Klan. So one day you can aspire to be a Grand Cyclops or a Imperial Titan,
That's
exalted
look.
giant.
I'm just okay with being a forbidden shithead. Okay, 'Cause that is too much.
Like this,
I wasn't expecting that.
This sits firmly upon our like. This is before we read the actual like the positions in the KKK that we thought that this might have been a fucking D&D game that just went
Like,
overboard.
we read a few and we were like, wait, this is just a D&D game that went too far.
We knew
And
about
now we've read more and now like, whoa. No, now we know for a fact this is a D&D game that went too far. This is a pre-D&D role-playing game, obviously invented in the 1860s. An ancient role-playing game invented in the 1860s that these dudes got way too out of hand.
and just took it way too real.
And it spread.
I mean,
Also, like,
who else but the Concilium and the Royal Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, teamed with the power of the Grand Wizard, can defeat the Mudblood Hordes?
no one.
Who can unify the Grand Titans to stand with the Grand Cyclopses to push back the marauding foreigners?
I want to
You have to join with the Invisible Empire in order to fight this menace.
see. I want to believe that if they're the much fewer KKK members now go on the website spellsofmagic.com. That is a real website. You could look it up. It is literally just user created, real life, big air quote, fucking incantations.
So essentially a place where people can post gobbledygook on the internet.
Yeah, like there's a spell called summon Zavirion. Like, who is Zavirion? What?
My nigga Zavirion, son, I haven't seen him in ages.
I want someone to go on that site and really find some real actual magic and really summon a demon. And really just fuck their life up. Like, out of the thousands of pages of gobbledygook that I'm sure are on that site, I'm sure there's at least one incantation for really summoning a demon.
There's plenty, and then there's also like kill your enemy 3 times. 3x.
Kill your enemy.
3 times over. But yeah, back to the KKK.
Shot, run over, and burn.
What they don't realize is like replacing everything with K's. That's what Crips do with B. That's what Crips do with B's, and what
That's
fucking
also what Mortal
Bloods do
Kombat
with.
does.
That's what Mortal Kombat does. One.
Yeah.
And that's what Crips do with B's, and that's what Bloods do with C's.
But more importantly, Mortal Kombat does it. And you notice they didn't start doing that until the second era.
Some of
Is that
those
when Mortal
sounded
Kombat
like
came out now?
some of those sounded like the Shokan, which are a race from Mortal Kombat. That's who Goro is.
I'm saying that specifically because
That's why I
like
was laughing so
they
hard.
want to pretend to be superior, yet they doing the same shit that these fucking that niggas is doing in gangs.
I just want to know that if the assistant to the Grand Titan, his 6 Furies, fall to the Mexican hordes, who will protect the realm of South Carolina?
Who?
This really just sounds like the precursor to Warhammer.
Who? If the 6 Furies fall, who will we call upon? The Great Titan will have to stand alone.
The Grand Titan will be vulnerable. He'll stand alone.
He'll have to stand
He
alone.
will be felled by the
He may be powerful,
the hordes.
but I do not think he can handle the hordes without his Furies.
Who will keep the purity of the white race without the Grand Titan?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's
And if the Grand Wizard falls, they're all fucked.
Oh yeah.
No chain of command. No.
Well, with the careful, the council of the Grand Magi, right? They're wise.
Yes.
And the sad part is that, like, when you think KKK membership, you think a bunch of dumbass rednecks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're so really out there somewhere in, rural Kentucky somewhere is some, inbred idiot running around in a robe
In the
calling
basement
himself
of
a Grand Magi.
Or maybe like the basement of Cracker Barrels. I don't know.
Yeah, like the basement of a Cracker Barrel. It's
the
like
dank basement.
Earl's cousin owns the place. He franchised it. He owns the place. You guys can have the clan meeting here every week, but you guys got to keep it down.
So that's
Clean up
where
and-
Scott Steiner's going.
Clean up and
Conspiracy.
be out of there by the morning. They're having the fucking clan meeting in Cracker Barrel basement. Quiet. I'm the Grand Magi. Y'all gotta listen to what I say.
Oh my god.
Why power?
The Grand Cyclops will not be pleased, and y'all won't face wrath.
Are you keeping up with this? Do you have the records, Grand
Do you have the character sheets to see the power level of the Grand Cyclops?
Do you have everybody's information, Grand Scribe? We don't need any mess ups. We don't need people having more gold than they think they have, and more EXP.
I'm holding you in contempt of court with the K. Lictors seize him. What the fuck is this? Contempt of court.
Yes.
Contempt of court with a K on both.
Yep. This is a conspiracy with a K against the Ku Klux Klan.
I'm calling a clan vocation in the concilium.
If you think that we're corrupt, we're gonna capture you
with our collective
conclave.
Oh my god, the clan.
Like, there's nothing really to be said about these like whack job leftist, like super leftist crazy people, other than to point and laugh at their organizations.
Yeah.
Oh man, the Grand Titan and the Grand Cyclops,
The janitor of the burning crosses.
the custodian of the
custodian.
Flaming Cross.
The flaming cross.
That's my favorite.
Nighthawk. There's a
And
character
next
in Mortal
week we'll
Kombat.
cover-
Wait. What'd you just?
And next week we'll cover the basic Illuminati structure and shed light on such positions as the Grand Master, the Asmodeus, the Mother of Darkness, the Master Witch, Master of Illuminatus, Master of Illuminatus, Minor 3.
Is
The
it a
Knights
song?
Templar 6, the Grand Inspector, the Perfect Pontiff, the Red Brotherhood, the Black Brotherhood, Knights of the East and West, Knights of the Pelican and Eagle.
Oh God.
Illuminati confirmed.
Illuminati.
To also be D&D nerds.
Yeah. Also, you think maybe like the KKK and the Illuminati and all these leftist groups were just like a really old prehistoric RPG, like an RPG from before all the RPGs, and like they all used like RP together and shit, and then like one day
Like,
it all just went
they had
back to real, and everyone thought this was a real thing.
Like first they all had an argument and they all split into their own.
It was all one game.
Yeah, and then they all
One
split
time.
into their own DM circles, and then it got too real, and then they both grew separately.
And forgot it was a game.
Yeah.
Must be what it is, because I can't accept that real, actual, like, you know,
Groups
like
that take
groups
themselves seriously.
of people are really doing this. Like,
Yeah.
I can't.
Nice.
In other news today, I was reading about animals that served in war. They had a baboon named Jackie who served in the South African Infantry Regiment during World War One.
All right.
What a brave.
Brave baboon.
What did it do?
I thought you
Served
just
in
called him a
North.
brave babooner.
You know, it was a baboon. It served in North Africa, and then when it served valiantly in North Africa. The commanding officer of this sham of a unit we were taking baboons as conscripts, but let him and his handler go fight in Italy and the European theater during World War One, and in Germany during the fighting, the baboon freaked out a little in combat.
Mm.
No, as a
As
lot
it
of
would.
people did. No, I mean there's like intense shelling going on. And it's World War One. You know,
Yeah.
back before we had all the weapons that killed with some sort of civility and, you know, some sort of decorum. We're still killing each other with, you know, bombs full of forks, knives, broken glass and shit.
Concrete crumbling, glass stream lasers, all that.
This South African infantry guy, he had his pet baboon in combat with him. He's trying to build a stone wall around him and his handler, the baboon. And when the baboon took some shrapnel in the arm and the leg and was wounded, the battlefield medics didn't know what to do because nobody didn't know how to operate on a baboon. But his handler was like, "No, you save this baboon. He saved my life in North Africa and Egypt. He nursed me through dysentery, carried me back to base."
He actually did.
Yeah, and so they chloroformed the baboon and operated on him and removed the shrapnel. And they didn't know what to do with him after he was wounded, and so his handler was like, "No, he's a soldier. You muster him out like you would."
He's
any
a
other
decorated
soldier."
war vet.
Yeah, so they mustered them out to a Red Cross unit where they then begged for money to support the war effort until he retired with full military honors, full military pension, and civil service papers. He actually went to the processing center in South Africa, where South Africa processes out their military guys, and did the ceremony with saluting and everything. A little baboon.
He had a uniform and everything.
And so, not to think that America's immune to such stupidity, we're also home to Sergeant Stubby the Pit Bull. The only dog ever to be combat promoted to the rank of sergeant.
Best dog.
The best dog. Wait. Whose exploits include saving his unit from a mustard gas attack,
Oh shit.
catching a German spy and holding him there until American authorities arrived,
Yeah.
rescuing his comrades and comforting the wounded while they were attacked with shelling, and served in his 18 months of combat, participated in 17 battles. It's like a battle a month for this dog.
Yep.
Just running around. What I'm saying is like thwarted a mustard gas attack.
How did he do that?
What?
Oh no, that kind of reminds me of, oh no, Timmy got stuck in the well.
Oh no, mustard gas.
Is that?
That a boy, Stubby.
What is it, Stubby? What's going on? Mustard gas? They're like found and comforted the wounded. It's like soldiers laying under debris. He's tossing the debris, pulling back
Just
by
digging
his
him out with his
collar,
paws.
You know, just I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs.
Is that you, Stubby?
Stubby? Stubby, how's it look?
That bad? Puts his paw over their eyes and puts them and closes their eyes.
And captured and held a German spy until America.
This is a strong ass dog.
No, what kills me is how did
That
he
he
know
knew it was a
spy?
German spy is the thing.
Smelt German.
I smell the crowd on you.
Polish army adopted an Iranian bear named Wojtek,
Wojtek sounds
Nice.
like a company.
who served to the rank of corporal in another artillery unit. Apparently, the bear was found by a child who sold it to a wandering refugee. This was during World War II, I believe it was. Yeah, sold it to a wandering refugee who then kept it. Were you a refugee wandering out of like Czechoslovakia during World War II? What are you going to do with a bear?
Fuck it, I'll raise a bear. I don't care. I don't have a life.
You're a refugee wandering away from your country that just got blown up by the Nazis, and you're just going to take a bear? You're just going to buy a bear on the side of the road?
Yeah, right.
So this lady buys this bear or whatever, keeps it for a while until it gets too big, and then she donates it to the Polish army. Who just keeps it for shits and giggles.
I guess
And
we
taught
own a
it
bear
how to
now.
salute and smoke cigarettes of all things. Yes. Polish army gets a bear, they teach you how to salute and smoke cigarettes. So it served with them in military service, doing whatever a bear does in the service of the armed forces. Hitting things and carrying things, I guess. Until they had to get it on a British transport ship. So this is when it became a real soldier. They wouldn't let him take a bear on a transport ship. 'Cause
Right.
That's just
Really?
ridiculous that they would
They
let
wouldn't
them.
let him take a bear on a transport ship? How ridiculous.
Now, Private Wojtek, on the other hand, recent conscript to the proud Polish army, can get on that British transport ship. So
Damn right.
they conscripted Private Wojtek on the spot into the Polish army artillery regiment, and then he was allowed passage on the cargo ship because they couldn't deny passage to a soldier. I'd love to believe that
You
it
can't
was
let a
just
bear
like,
on the cargo
you know,
ship.
these Polish guys, these like, like all, burly, like, bearded Polish guys just stroll up to the cargo ship with their bear, and they're just like, okay, we get on ship now. And what? Preposterous. You can't have a bear on a ship. That's just ludicrous. Bear is a soldier. He's with us, but no, we won't allow a bear on this ship. But not bear. What if bear is Private Wojtek can come on board? Yeah, yeah. You see, he's yes, yes. He's conscripted. He's Private Wojtek bear. I think it was
Private
like
Wojtek
right there on the dock. The soldiers are looking at him like,
He's
can
a
he do that?
private.
I'm conscripting him right now. I'm commander. I conscript. He is conscript here now. He is bear. He is soldier. He
I
come
want
on
to
board.
imagine this is how this actually
Yes,
went
just
down.
right there on the dock.
He's a private. Wojtek. Private Wojtek bear.
He is here.
He is here. He is
Just
private
did
in
the
the army.
paperwork right there on like the back of a flyer. Wojtek, raise right hand. You swear it to Polish army. Right there on the dock, and the British, I guess, were just, well, all right then. I guess everything's in order. Private Wojtek, welcome aboard. And just right on the boat he goes. And he served proudly with the Polish artillery, carrying artillery shells for them and helping them load guns. And
What a great bear.
yeah, and apparently never dropped a single shell or crate, and was apparently an invaluable service to his unit. So much so that the unit's official emblem is now a bear carrying a giant artillery shell. To this day, that regiment of the Polish military's emblem is a bear.
Is Wojtek.
Is a bear hauling an artillery shell.
That's awesome. That's hype.
After he retired from war, from World War II, he moved to Scotland.
Oh my god. Do you have a house?
Well, he did retire with military pension and benefits.
So he could.
So he could have had a house. But he retired to Edinburgh, Scotland, where he lived and actually served on some sort of Polish-Scottish council, like after-war council. Because apparently a lot of Polish soldiers came to Scotland after World War II, whatever, and there was some sort of council between the Scots and the Poles. They apparently got along great. So great that they let a bear serve on this council as one of the Polish envoys. Where,
I'd like to know what this bear thinks.
yeah, this bear who retired out of the Polish army and moved to Scotland and moved to Edinburgh and
Wonder what made
served
them
on the
think he wanted.
council.
Wonder what made them think that he wanted to go to Scotland.
You know, typical after the war bear thing to do. And after the war had settled down and everything was, you know, calmed and out, they needed a home for this war veteran bear. So he lived out the rest of his days in the Edinburgh Zoo, where he was happily visited by the press to tell war stories, and his old buddies from his unit, who would come to bring him cigarettes and sneak him cigarettes into his enclosure. But alas, since no smoking is allowed in the zoo for bears, he had no lighter, so he would just eat the cigarettes. This is all true story.
That's awesome.
All facts.
That's crazy.
Like, what kills me is like...
Whatever. Any way to get the nicotine in him.
What kills
He
me is
doesn't care,
any
he's a
animal
bear.
can be addicted to cigarettes. That's what's great.
Yep.
Like primates, all gorillas, monkeys and gorillas will smoke. Apparently bears will smoke.
Freaking,
What was up with this polar? These Polish guys who taught this bear to smoke. Why did you do that? What were they thinking?
How did they teach you how to use a lighter?
That's an even more terrifying question.
What a great bear.
But the first thing you like, Army regiment adopts bear, teaches it how to work artillery and smoke. What? It's just this bear loading shells. That's got to be demoralizing to the enemy.
Yeah.
That's got to shut the enemy's morale right down. Like a scout coming back. We have to get the fuck out of here now. The enemy has bear artillery. What, you mean artillery that drops bears? No! Artillery unit is bears. I've seen it with my own eyes. You're crazy, Hans. Too much vodka, yeah, too much schnapps. No, you think I'm lying. But I seen bear loading shell. You mark my words there, I cannot stand against this.
You're making him sound
I
like-
will not be here for tide of bear soldiers. I'm leaving now. He like deserts the German army and runs.
He sounded like the main villain, but they just leaves.
I cannot handle bear. I cannot bear the strain of bear army. I signed on. It's like, you know,
That's not the
50
police.
years later for the documentary, he's all old. Und she's 500 von Schiefenswurz. I signed on to the German army to fight the French and fight the Europeans. Und da schimpfen den Bär, but not fight bears. Da schimpfen den Kampfen Bears. Rah, rah, rah. How can we fight a bear? It's large and goes roar, roar, and swipes with
Swipes with mighty claw.
You know, like I got the translator and shit's like, I tried to tell them that they had bears loading the artillery. No one would believe me. So I put down my gun and I ran. After all, that's bear. Who was I to fight a bear? I could totally see that happen. If I'm a scout and I see a bear loading
Well,
the
we're
artillery, you know, with like a uniform on,
That's
just
it.
a
Yeah.
little bear with a cigarette in his mouth loading the artillery. Just, oh God, what? Oh God, no, no, no.
I know this isn't just the meth making me see things.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
This is actually a bear.
And what kills me is like you got like the zoo attendants like 20 years later, you know, like what's going on with it? Oh, watch Tech's old war buddies are coming and bringing him cigarettes and whiskey again. You know? Like you got some guy, sir, get off that fence. Well, this is my buddy from my old unit. I served with this bear 10 years on the European front. I served with him. He's got like a bottle of Polish vodka, a pack of cigarettes, trying to climb the bear enclosure.
Hey, what's Dick? I got the marshmallow can.
They think he's trying to attack him. He's like, no, it's fine. Apparently,
They're just in the fucking enclosure singing war songs.
the coolest thing the French ever did, a French Air Force wing, 2 lions,
What?
soda and whiskey. A French Air Scout unit, the Escadrille, something like that, adopted 2 lion cubs, raised them, folded them into the unit.
Soda and whiskey.
I can only imagine they brought them up in the plains.
Oh my God. That's nuts.
My favorite is the bear.
Yeah, that one's great.
They scripted him on the spot.
The thing that makes that like tops off that story and makes it the best is the whole they visited him in the zoo enclosure to
bring cigarettes, like his whole
and
war
hang out.
buddies.
They never forgot about it. Their good old war buddy.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, if a bear, if he was there, why not?
Yep. Especially if he was an invalued member of the unit. He was there.
They're like watching, like, hey, you old Polish guys, get away from the barricades. Giving the bear cigarettes and shit, slipping whiskey bottles in there. But since there was no smoking in the bear enclosure,
he didn't have a lighter, so he just ate them.
They say that's his only problem. Like, can he light them? That raises a good question. Can this bear operate a lighter?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Like, how did he learn? Like, really?
Is there a bunch of grizzly old poor Polish army veterans at his funeral when he died?
Probably.
Yeah. Probably.
How does the chain of command work if your sergeant is a dog? With the pit bull that made sergeant rank, someone in that squadron.
Someone has to listen to this.
Yeah,
dog.
that's what I'm saying. There are people below this dog on the chain of command. How do you do this? You know, I can't imagine how many other officers just used him as a tool to torture other soldiers.
Looks like General Stafford wants you to run 2 more laps.
Just Captain, could I violating the chain of command, Marine? Sir, ask your sergeant. Sir, you can't ask your sergeant. Sergeant Step. Can I go on the?
Yeah, that one's pretty amusing.
Alright, we're gonna wrap this up. So, as a closing statement, Bob, how was it learning about the
mystical magics of the Ku Klux Klan?
Yes.
All 3 errors.
Eye-opening. I think everybody should play the original source material. It sounds very compelling. Not even gonna lie.
Material. Everybody should get Ku Klux Klan rule books 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Everyone should get the Winter Throne expansion. You know, everybody's gotta definitely get
the Invisible War expansion as well.
Yes.
Always go
the Invisible Empire expansion.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And the Council of Combat Conspiratum. KKK.
That's their monster manual.
Anyway, well, what can I say? This was fun. I hope you guys have a good time talking about the Illuminati next week.
I can't with these people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wait, Leon, are you still recording? Or?
There just has to be some huge, overbig, old RPG that it just got to.
Yeah, we're gonna be on our way soon.
All right. Good night, everybody.
A surprise.
Or good day, or whenever you listen to this. See ya.
We were doing a surprise podcast.